The success of Dasureco's projects in 2012 can be attributed to the ability of its workforce to implement plans and adapt to a constantly changing operating environment. The volume of work and strict timelines in implementing the Sitio Electrification Program, or SEP, engaged employees to work tirelessly. The teamwork of employees that has placed Dasureco in elite class among 119 ECs in the country was crucial and strategic in expanding our lines in 87 puruks and sitios in 84 barangays, in 11 municipalities, and 1 city in Davao del Sur through the SEP fund given through the National Electrification Administration in 2 tranches. These speedy and massive line expansion projects and the accelerated manner in which service is mass delivered is a trend that will continue into the foreseeable future until 2015. The cooperative's membership grew largely through new service connections of SEP beneficiaries. The influx of more than 70 million peso worth of line expansion projects under the SEP generated more than 1,000 new members exclusive of regular new service applicants from non-SEP areas. These new services helped increase household connections from 69% in 2011 to 74% in 2012. This figure will still tremendously increase after the completion of the interconnection of existing distribution lines in Jose Abad Santos with more than 45 million peso funding from the 2012 Barangay Line Enhancement Program. Keeping our members informed and involved is essential for member governance. We maintained our daily airtime presence in 8 radio stations all over the province. The year in review ended with the first ever historic media forum that gathered media people from the local broadcast industry without the usual bickering over political affiliations. Indeed, 2012 was a great year for institutional actions. Members' participation in 12 district elections conducted retained most of the composition of the board. Out of 90,682 registered voters, 13,937 votes were cast. This turnout was one of the highest in the past. Our institutional triumphs are evident of the support and active participation of our stakeholders. The 98% attendance of Punong Barangay of Davao del Sur during the Barangay Captains Forum paved the way to the success of Dasureco's partnership with local government units and its unceasing mission to energize the province. Moreover, the 32nd Annual General Membership Assembly in 2012 was the first ever that was conducted in 2 venues simulcast via video-linked technology. It yielded the highest number of member attendance since 1975. The surplus that Dasureco builds when revenues exceeds cost is given back to member consumers through our Cooperative Social Responsibility Fund. In 2012, your cooperative spent 75,000 pesos for each of the 13 districts in various community activities like medical and dental missions and feeding programs. We allocated a total of 156,000 pesos for the institutionalized annual electric check program to replace defective bulbs and electrical materials of school classrooms, simultaneous with DepEd's Brigada Escuela. The financial objective of Dasureco is to maintain sufficient liquidity, credit quality among its suppliers, and financial resources to meet its power supply requirements and objectives in a cost-efficient manner. We attribute the increase of our operating revenue of about 1,434,935,988 pesos to the increase in the number of our billed consumers who consumed a total of 206,052,998 kilowatt hours. This rise in consumption was 9.40% higher than in 2011. From last year's figure, our total assets ballooned to 1,273,655,441 pesos from 815,390,571 pesos in 2011. Our twice-weekly massive collection and disconnection that started mid-half of 2012 has tremendously helped in maintaining our collection efficiency at 97.05%, slightly higher than last year's 96.59%. Quality service at reasonable cost is the anchor that tugs the men and women behind the cooperative to consider the most effective rate when forging power supply contracts. On the technical side, we continued improving our physical distribution network with a 146,402 kilometer increase in our primary lines and 203,811 kilometers in our secondary lines. We evaluate how we confront the challenges ahead through execution of strategic plans, the prevalent generation deficiency from the National Power Corporation, and the rapid economic growth in the cooperative's franchise area. The board and the management to intently oversee operations to ensure that the service due for the member consumers remains unhampered. Our rigid efforts of wrestling with the power situation in Mindanao enables us to proactively see in a wider perspective the word cooperative. We work together in limiting the usage of our electricity, lest we suffer from long hours of brownouts. We worked cooperatively to surpass every crossroad that came along our way. In 2012, we signed an additional 3 megawatt from our contracted energy with the Aboitiz-run Therma Marine Incorporated, increasing the existing power supply agreement of 12 megawatt to 15 megawatt. We breathe a sigh of relief after this, but just a month before 2012 ended, NPC PISAM, in its proposed power supply contract, informed Dasureco that its usual 24 megawatt contract would be swerved into a lower contracted capacity after 2012. This turn of events proved to be alarming, prompting Dasureco to consider sourcing out power from different independent power suppliers to ensure enough power supply in the franchise area. One of these efforts was the signing of Power Purchase Supply Agreement, or PPSA, with GN Power for an allocated power supply contract of 31 megawatt starting 2017. 2012 was a busy year for Dasureco, but the hard work really paid off. The gains provide us a good momentum upon which we can build a better future and touch more lives in 2013 and beyond. As we moved into 2013, we continue to put you, our member consumers, first. We thank you for your all-out support to our AAA-rated electric cooperative, the Dasureco, that continues to be a leader because of the value it has placed on its people resource. And most of all, we thank you for the opportunity to serve you year after year.